Men who are happily married, what are some signs a woman will make a good wife? Mature and good communicator. My wife doesn't indulge in drama, and we rarely fight. When we do, we actually listen to each other's perspective, and we don't try to win the argument. Gratitude is also important. If she's grateful for the things you do instead of putting expectations on what you should be doing, that's huge. Bro, the gratitude was awesome. I'd never been treated like that before I found my wife to be. You'll need to talk, learn to communicate, ask questions, debate topics. You have to do this often, almost daily. Have the ability to see her side of things and for her to see your side. You'll often disagree, but it's the compromise that's important. One person can't just win all the time. Be aware. Are you always winning? Can she not get a win ever? Not every topic has to be a war. Not every war has to be won. You're both going to change. You're going to grow. You each need to love the person for who they are and not what they can provide. They do need to provide their 100%, but not all of us is going to be 100% all the time. Our human battery gets drained from time to time. Becoming their charger is a lesson you need to learn. Talk. Be each other's therapist. Hype them up. Cheer them on. You both are each other's coach, therapist, lover, partner, cook, parent, nurse, leader. When they win, you both win. So find a woman who can talk. That one who looks at you with those big interested eyes. Nurture that. I confessed my darkest secret. She laughed and made me realize that I had been tormenting myself for years over a petty, inconsequential event. She is supportive, caring, and beautiful. In a moment of vulnerability, she showed me that she'd be a solid life partner. So far, I've been right. Laughing at your darkest secret, which you're probably very insecure about, is probably not the best reaction for a wife, haha. I actually did this too, a long time ago, and it had the same effect. It helped them realize they could put that baggage of guilt and shame down, and they finally did. It made them feel fully accepted as they are. Take note, the laughter in this case was directed at the absurdity of the behavior and the baggage, not the person. That is the difference. That is what helps the other person see it was not as shameful as they thought, and they could finally put it down. I was starving one day and I had to work 2 shifts back to back, and she came to my job because I mentioned I didn't have time to go out and eat. She did something quick for me and brought me a sandwich with homemade lemonade. I knew right then and there she was the one for me. She took time out of her own schedule to be with me and help me where I truly needed her. She never had to do something amazing or do something extravagant. But to me, she was amazing for the little things she did for me. You could give her a cool twig you found and she'd appreciate the gesture. If they want to go through the changes of life with you, she doesn't expect you to be a finished product when she marries you. She wants to grow together with you. My wife and I said traditional wedding vows to love, honor, and cherish each other for the rest of our lives. We both meant every word we said to each other, and we knew each other enough to trust what the other person was saying. The one is the person who does what they say, no matter how difficult that is. True love is commitment. The person who will commit everything, forevermore, and mean it, is the one. This is very much true. My wife and I made the same commitment and meant it. Sometimes I was giving 100% when she couldn't. Sometimes she gave 100% when I couldn't. In the end, I stood by her in sickness and in death. I was at her bedside every day and there when she died at only 50. It was hard. I wouldn't trade it for anything. I cherish all the moments I had with her. I feel honored to make the sacrifices I did. I know without a doubt she would have done the same. Accountability. Marriage is not a battle, it's a teamwork, but if one person cannot ever admit they are wrong, this won't be good. So none of the happy wife, happy life, she is always right. This is a sign of toxicity, and it's a hard no. Find a girl that makes you want to be the best version of yourself. If she has that effect on you, odds are she'll be pretty great. She accepts you for who you are and not for who she wants you to be. She is kind, honest, and smart. She makes you want to be a better person. She can forgive. You can be vulnerable with her, and she won't take advantage of you. You are both sexually compatible with each other. Quality communication comes naturally between you. All relationships, even a good one, are hard work that doesn't always feel like work. Lot of great answers here. But one other I'll add that you can observe long before considering marriage. Watch how she treats others of all categories: strangers, acquaintances, close friends, and family. If you find that you both generally deal with others in a similar fashion, you're probably a good match. Hopefully you both deal with others well. I suppose if you're both dickheads to everyone, that would be a bad sign, lol. For me, it's if they weren't super materialistic, money-oriented. I prefer more family-oriented women. Actually listens when you express your feelings or are upset about something and doesn't get mad at you for it. I can't tell you how amazing that simple thing felt after not having it. My ex-wife would always end up mad at me if I was mad at her for something. It's terrible not having the comfort to express your feelings, and no one should feel that way with their partner. The best early sign? You feel at peace around them, like you can be fully yourself without fear of judgment. You have to be friends first and foremost. If you're only together because you're fucking, then it's not going to end well. Being married to someone you legitimately like being around and spending time with is the key to a long, happy marriage in my opinion. Can she cook and clean quickly? That's all you need to know. Okay, jokes aside. You don't know if you'll be a good husband until you are one. But things to look at. Do you have similar life goals? 1. How easy does she give up on her goals? How hard does she work for what she wants? Can she talk through problems and work to fix them? Does she treat you right? Is she changing you, or are you changing to be better for her? Her family treats me like I am family. They trusted me to take care of their daughter, and she trusts me to be a loving partner. It is a great privilege to be able to feel love from the whole unit. This is super underrated. After meeting her siblings and parents, it solidified the choice I had already made mentally. Her parents reminded me a lot of my parents, and my parents are fantastic despite their flaws, so I knew what kind of upbringing she had. We already talked through our sticking points and had similar values and expectations out of the relationship and life, so realizing we both came from a similar background and family life sort of made it a no-brainer for me. I go to her parents' house by myself sometimes and can sit and hang out with her parents, and I feel so loved and appreciated. Honestly, having that whole family behind me has helped a lot. In-laws are an important part of the equation. Good relationship with her father. Good with money, good credit score. Has long-term female friends. Talks well about people behind their back, avoids gossip. Follows through on commitments. Her relationships don't all end in hatred. I agree with most of this, but just want to point out that some of us have bad relationships with our fathers because they are unpleasant or toxic. And that's no fault of ours or necessarily makes us bad candidates for relationships. I find the whole daddy issues trope to be unfairly damning and shaming. Not that this is what you were trying to do here. When there are a lot of unhappy men out there not engaging with self-work and inevitably passing issues on to their kids. What matters is that we do the work to heal those wounds and come out with a healed relationship to men and masculinity. Which in my case has enabled me to have much healthier relationships than some of my friends who have a good relationship with their dads. I say all of this in an effort for guys not to always see a poor relationship with our fathers as a red flag. She doesn't get angry easily. My grandpa gave me the first rule of any relationship. If you can hang out sober and non-sexual, and enjoy their company, don't bother going forward. It's a great first filter and mandatory for long term. But 22 years of marriage, does she bring you peace? Does she give you space for your interests? Does she bring positive things to your life? We have lots of overlap, but the things I suck at, she's great, and the inverse is true. If I want to spend all day reading, playing video games, sleeping, or hang out with my brother, she does not care. I do 90% of the cooking but happily hops in if I'm tired or busy. She doesn't nag when I get home. It's cliche, but she's my best friend that I also get to do physical things with. Long term, you're looking for a best friend. High sex drive. If she's not enthusiastic in bed before you get married, things are going to be grim after the NRE wears off. She respects that sometimes you need alone time to relax and decompress. If she tells you she'll be a good wife and give you reasons why, she probably won't be. How you feel about her. That's all that matters. On our fourth date, I needed to stop to get gas. My wife got out of the car, paid for it, and pumped it herself with zero provocation from me. It was an hour drive for me to see her, and she wanted to show her appreciation. I knew right then she was wife material. Someone who slips into your life with relative ease. Nothing needs to change or move around, it just becomes better than it ever was. Communication is huge, but not a deal breaker, all the time. Make sure you want to be with her even when you two are both at your worst. If either of you decide to do something stupid out of spite, retaliation, consolation, then you're not mature enough to be in a relationship. Don't hide shit either. Don't love her for just who she is. Love her for who she will be, because people change over the years. Manage your stress and hers. Be patient if you can. Little things you do will piss each other off. Be open to changing these despite how you may feel. It really comes down to being complementary for each other. Where one person falters, the other needs to pick up the slack. Relationships are about give and take, not keeping score of who has done what how many times. What are some signs a person will make a good spouse? Leave a comment and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this one.